What's going on, Ozzy? Yeah, very interesting. I was just showing a video, and this is the first time. This is just a warning, so you can still upload blah 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 streams. If it happens, your channel will get strike, and you won't be able to do those streams for a week. Welcome back, my fellow patriots. Well, unfortunately, they have reported. Of course, they would report it. Of course, they will report the content is copyrighted. It's very interesting. If you haven't seen it, I will go ahead and share the link here if because I think it's important that people watch it. Okay. Let me see if I can find it here on my history. I won't be able to stream it, but you definitely can watch it. All right, give me a second here while I grab this link. See, the thing is that I don't like is that this is the kind of videos that didn't allow us to watch while all these, you know, people were breaking the law, crossing the border illegally. And I think that's the problem here. Give me a second here to pull up the browser. So I can. What I don't like is that this is the kind of videos that didn't. Sorry about that. All right. Oh my goodness. Give me a second, guys. What the hell? Oh boy. Forget it. I don't want you no more. Yeah, especially when people report it. Sometimes people will report it in and blah blah blah. But the aftermath of that is that picture right there that you see on my background. They can't copyright that one. I made that photo, so they can't copyright it. Third party content, which is not legitimate because if I was to pass it as my content, that would be one thing. But this is a video that is from a different creator, and they have it as copyrighted. I think the original author says that it's copyrighted. Every time I make a video, anybody can grab my video and show it, and etc. It's how you collaborate as a YouTube creator, content creator. But you know, YouTube would normally won't catch stuff like this unless people start really complaining about it. And these guys know they know about it. The moment that these guys started cussing me in Spanish, the fact is that the reason why I wanted to show it is because you see, there's a lot of people that come into the channel, and they don't understand why we are against illegal immigration. Liberty, welcome back, brother. Sorry about that, my man. Welcome back, my patriots. Tyler, how are you? People don't understand why we need to protect our country. These guys, you guys, I don't know if you got a chance to see the actual video part where they were grabbing all the barbed wire and they were just kicking, you know, the border patrol. You know, these people have no respect for for authority. You know, the Mexican government allowed them to get through. They didn't put enough National Guard to stop them from breaking through the Mexican border and allow them to come in through the bridge that takes you to Houston, Texas. Um, it's a big problem. You know, their excuse for coming together all at once, they said, is because they have put an application in, right, to come to the United States of America. But the reason why the application has been rejected is because they're in Mexico, but they're not from Mexico. They're from Venezuela, meaning that the first country of entry should have been way before Panama. Let me take a quick look at the map here if I can. Give me a second. Let me pull out. Let me see here on our geography. Yeah, so I can show you guys here. See if you guys can see that. So here's Venezuela's right here. It's South America, right? The first country next to them, they can either go down to Guyana or they can go to Colombia. Colombia is the first country that they're going to go through, okay? And then there's Panama, and then there's Costa Rica, then Nicaragua, then Honduras, then Guatemala, and then Mexico. And they skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 countries they crossed to come here to the border in Houston. 7 countries. When you're seeking asylum, you should be applying at the country right next door. Now, for those of you or those people out there, right, that don't agree with what we're saying about, Venezuelan government and why we are there. Thank you, Liberty. This is why we complain about it. People in Honduras complain about Venezuelans staying in Honduras. I mean, every single country has complained about Venezuelans just being homeless in their country. You see, the stupidity of these people is, yes, okay, you might be poor, you might be suffering in your country, but you have a place where you belong. When you come here to the States, you don't have a place to stay. Now, one of the things that you guys didn't see, that you didn't get to see because they cut off my live, is there was a lady that was saying that her son or her daughter had chicken pox. She had chicken pox, and she was putting cream on her. And she had chicken pox, and she needed to get to the United States of America. She says, "Oh, we're all in need, and we've been waiting. We've been sleeping on the street for 6 months, and there's a lot of us families, women with children, and pregnant women, and we need to get across." What happens when you're pregnant and you have a child over here? You get an anchor baby. This is what they do. They get pregnant, and then they come give birth in the United States of America. And because a lot of the American people are so constitutionally correct and politically correct, they think that's okay. It's okay to allow pregnant women to come to this country, give birth, make American citizens, or come across illegally and start popping babies left and right. And because they're citizens, they're going to be on SNAP. Because they're citizens, they're going to get some food, they're going to get welfare, they're going to get free medical. You have to understand that. Out of 21 million illegal immigrants, how many of those can reproduce? And imagine the number of those reproductions, of all those children. They will all be citizens of this country. They will all get free health care. All of them. At least in my book, I would say an extra 21 million children just popped into this country, and they are all under food stamps, under health care, free. Free health care, free food stamps, all the benefits that people don't realize that these illegal immigrants are taking away from you. You can call me heartless. You can call me whatever you want, but it's the truth. It is a fact. And I've said it many times. I've heard of this in the early 80s. They were saying this. You know, I'm going to get pregnant. I'm going to go to the United States and make my anchor baby. That's what they call them. This term doesn't come from English. They don't come from Americans. The term of anchor babies, it comes from us. We made up that word. We made up that name. And Jeff doesn't like it because he knows I'm telling the truth. He knows that what I'm saying is a fact. And they don't want the American people to understand that. They just say, oh my God, please help us. Look, listen. You know what these women were saying? As soon as hold on. As soon as the patrols started hitting them with pepper balls and rubber bullets, right? The guys that were taking the barbed wire away from the security. The first thing that they said, you son of a blah, 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 you F you and this and that and blah, blah. They were cussing at them, throwing stuff at them. And they say, how dare you shoot? There's children here. You know what? They brought those children as shelter, as shields. It's an excuse to be able to come across that border. Today, 2 years later, we know that over 400,000 innocent children were smuggled into this country with things such as the video that they didn't let me play. But there you go. There is the truth. There is the facts. That Venezuelan lady was asked, she was holding a baby, okay? The baby was about a year old, a toddler. And they said, is that your daughter? She said, no, it's my son. And then he says, oh, you brought your son all the way from Venezuela? And she paused. And she almost smiled like she was lying. And she's like, oh, well, no, he was raised in Panama for a year. The kid is a year old. I can tell she's lying. She was lying. She was lying. And the baby didn't even look like her. That baby's head was 3 times the size of of his mom's. That's not normal. And the worst thing, and even my wife was a little bit, surprised by how they're bringing sick people across the border, and then they wonder why there's a breakout of disease. Guys, it's nothing to do with empathy or emotion. No, it's nothing to do with that. It is safety. Everybody needs to be vetted. They need to make sure all vaccines are taken. Everybody needs to make sure that everybody is okay to come here. They have a place to be, that they're going to be able to maintain and support themselves. They're not just going to come and live on the street or expect America to open the doors and shelters and all this stuff. We have a lot of homeless. We got a lot of vets on the street. We got a lot of people that don't have a house. We can verily house the people that we have in here, and we are allowing millions of illegal immigrants to come here without being vetted. They don't have a place to stay. Where are they going to go? They're going to be on the street. What are they going to do in the street? Well, they're going to become hungry. And if they don't get help, what's going to happen? They're going to become very problematic. They're going to be very anxious. They're going to get desperate. And then they're going to start committing crime. They're going to start robbing houses. They're going to start selling drugs. They're going to start doing whatever they need to do to make money. And the more money they make, the more greedy they get. And they don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the hard work because they are getting used to breaking laws in order to move ahead. And that is the wrong example that you have to give your children. There is a lot more things that happens with illegal immigration being allowed. Dennis Salud, Tampon YouTube took down your stream. It's that time of the month, YouTube. Well, I canceled it because it was blacked out. I think they were gonna let it go after I shut the video off, but I didn't want to wait for it. I just closed it myself. No big deal. Thanks for the super chat there, my brother. Let me connect my phone here so I can type if I can't type. All right, let me see. Let me read some comments in here. What do you guys think about everything I just said right now? I want to see if anybody has any input to that. So Debbie says, so you want to exploit people. Elaborate. What do you mean? How do I want to exploit people? Or unless you're talking to somebody else. My bad. Debbie's prior comment was, we need to take care of our own. Yes, 100%. Elmi says, illegal immigrants pick your fruit and vegetables, but you still eat them, right? What? See, so that's what you think that illegal immigrants do? You don't think they're better people? You don't think they have other skills? You think they're uneducated, that all they do is labor work? Is that how you see illegal immigrants? See, that right there tells me that you know that they have no education, that they're not going to come in here and make a big difference in our country. What happens when we get robots to pick our fruit, to pick our vegetables? Then what? What's going to be the excuse for you to defend illegal immigration? Come on, I'm gonna break your brain today, and I'm gonna make you think for yourself and start using common sense. Tell me that you don't really believe that illegal immigrants is the only skill that they possess is labor work, right? Tell me that they're educated. Tell me that they're going to come here and become doctors. Tell me they're going to be here and become engineers, mechanics, technicians, etc. I know some people that have. So I don't think, when I think about illegal immigrants, I don't think that they're picking cotton, that they're picking fruits. I'm sorry about that. What I think is, I think people are business owners. Yeah, well, a clean house, that's a good one. That's a good one. And you know what I think, Lemmy? I think that, I don't know, some companies, I mean, if the Americans don't want to clean houses, if the Americans don't want to be nannies and stuff like that, and they happen to know somebody, they will try to find papers for them so that they can do the work that they need. But you know what happens is a lot of Americans, as people, especially people that have money, they use illegal immigration because why? Illegal immigrants. They use them because one, they can pay them very cheap, and two, if they don't pay them, they're not going to complain. Why? Because they get threatened to call the ICE agents on them, and that's not cool. There you go. So when I think of illegal immigrants, the first thing I think about is these guys are going to come in here and they're going to do construction. They're going to learn how to do sheetrock, taping, framing, roofing, right? So you got some of those in there. And once they learn, they'll become their own business owners. And then you have Rafael's painting, Jose's and Pepe's taqueria, Pepe's Tacos, Maria Cleaning, you know what I'm saying? And this is how I think. I mean, I think a lot of people can be entrepreneurs. Hey, my hat's off. That's why I think that a lot of people should get the chance to maybe stay here. Now, here's the problem. And I was telling my wife this. I said, okay, you're watching this video. There's like 1,200 Venezuelans. I'm sure there's more from other countries, okay? But it's Venezuelans was the main people in there. I said, watch this. You know what's going to happen? If they allow these 1,200 people, okay, after they were stopped in Mexico, after they were stopped at the border, what happens if they get through? They get through with violence, without respecting the law. Think about it. I asked my wife, I said, what do you think is going to happen? They're forcing themselves. The police in Mexico said no. The people in Honduras said no. Guatemala said no. Costa Rica said no. Nicaragua said no. Panama said no. Colombia probably didn't even give a crap. But they probably said no. So what is the answer for the Venezuelan people? Stay in your country. You suffer in your country. And then you talk to the news and say, please, the United States of America, somebody help us from this tyrant, from this dictator. But you know what? You don't hear that. Not once do you hear these people say, Nicolas Maduro, he's a horrible tyrant. He's destroying our country. You don't hear none of that. All you hear is the basic generalization of, I'm in need. I'm hungry. I want to work. I want the American dream. I'm suffering in my country. But they don't tell you why. They just give you the victim part of it, that's important for them, for you to listen to and feel sorry for them. That Venezuelan young lady that was there, she got caught lying. That was not her son. She was lying. At first she was about to cry, and then when the guy asked her where her son was, if she brought him all the way from Venezuela, she paused and almost laughed. Her sad, teary face went away instantly, wiped instantly, and she almost laughed and said, "Well, he was raised in." She almost couldn't tell the truth. Man. They use children, unfortunately, they use children to abuse the system. So I said to my wife, I said, okay, so what's going to happen if these 1,200 people get through? First of all, I'm going to leave the major message out of this equation for this one reason. Okay, they get here. They have nobody, okay? If they have somebody, are those somebodies legal in this country? If they were, they would have recommended that they come here legally, right? If they're illegal, then maybe they have a place to go. But if they come here and they don't have anybody over here, they have no money to come and get anything, where are they going to go? What housing? Where are they going to sleep? On the streets. They're going to create more homeless. They're going to create more problems in America. Now, that's just one reason. Now, the main general reason, what is this going to cost? As soon as those 1,200 people make it across the border, the world is watching. That was 2 years ago. How many illegal immigrants came during the Biden administration? What was it, almost 11, 12 million illegal immigrants came to the border. I don't lie. If anything, you can disagree with my common sense, but that's the actual conclusion that I have come to. If you allow those 1,200 to come in here illegally, the world is watching. Oh, look at that! All we gotta do is get a bunch of people and rush in there. They won't be able to stop us. I believe that there will be some innocent people in that crowd. But because of the innocent people in that crowd, all the criminals will also come in through that crowd, including children that are sick with diseases that are almost fatal to other children. You got to think about this. We don't know what disease they have from their country. Maybe we haven't even got a cure for whatever they're bringing. This is why it's important that they are vetted. If they are vetted, they're going to have, in the vaccines, injections. They're going to have a whole, medical history and health history and all this other stuff. And, of course, they got to have money. Where are they going? Where are they going to stay? Well, if they're going to stay with family, okay, who's your family? And the only reason why they probably wouldn't tell you who their family is probably because they're illegal themselves. Is that fair? Is that a fair thing to say? Yeah, it isn't the children's fault. That's why they have to stay in their country. The children should not be put through all of that dangerous trajectory that they put them through. So what do you want? Do you want them to send the children over here so they can go in foster care? Or do you believe the children should stay in their country with their parents? My people, I want you to understand, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. But the fact is, we have a crisis of our own in this country. Yes, we got money. But yes, we have a lot of debt. Yes, we are a big country, but we still have horrible government. Guys, let me just remind you. I'm here in Seattle, Washington, okay? Businesses are leaving, okay? Businesses are leaving, meaning that the government is not going to collect the taxes that they thought they were going to collect, okay? Now, once they cannot collect those taxes, who do you think is going to pay the taxes? The people that are left behind, because they're never going to cut taxes. Now, what is the problem? We have a short housing crisis here. This is just for American, Washingtonians, okay? What's the problem? Regulations, permits to build, property taxes. They have raised property taxes so much. Just think about this. What kind of investment is it for a business? Now, this is just a little sidetrack here. What kind of investment is it for a, let's say you're a realtor and you construct apartments. What money do you think you're going to make when they tell you you cannot raise the rent past this? And then you buy this property for $10 million, just the property. $10 million, okay? Just an example. And then you can tell me what you think about it. Here we go. $10 million, just the property. Boom, raised property taxes up 9%. Okay, so now property is worth 9% more. Now, after I get done building the apartment community that I am building, how much money did I invest to build that apartment community? Now think, how much money you think my property is worth now? I just paid millions of dollars in property taxes by creating the project that I have to do to provide housing to people. Local tax screws you from both ends. And there's nothing you can do about it. So what happens? They have to find a different place to go. They got to find a different place to go and try to invest. That is the reality. What do you guys think about that? Can somebody give me a better example? I'll go ahead and give you some time. I know there's a little delay on the chat here, but go ahead and I'll give you some time. What do you guys think about that? I really want to know. North Jersey, Kevin says cost of doing business. Yeah. And I do understand, North, that you can what do you say? How do you say the word? You can deduct it from your taxes. It's a cost of doing business. Okay, so that's okay. It is something that you can claim on your taxes, but you need a lot of revenue to up front to do it. Let me see what else. I got something else to add, but let me see what else. Angel Miranda says 50 years for what? To buy a house? Terms on buying a house? Hell no. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I know President Trump mentioned that. I disagree with that 50-year bullcrap. Now, here, I'm going to give you a little disclaimer. If you cannot afford 15 years or 30 years, I think 50 years will actually allow you to get a house because the payments will be cheaper. Most likely you will never own the house, but at least it allows you to get the house cheaper, and who knows? You know what I'm saying? So it will be a really totally up to you. Nobody's going to force you to do 50 years. That's the only positive thing that I can think of. Aero Pepe says property taxes are local. That is correct. Okay. So everybody knows local taxes. They raise property taxes by 50% in Colorado. You got to be kidding me, dude. That is ridiculous. Yeah, big beautiful bill kicks those illegal immigrants off the health care. Let's see what else you got. Just like Trump, both ways. Angel Miranda. Yeah, I guess I did say it. Eric says you will never be able to leave that apartment ever, and you will one day realize that you traded your freedom and economic security for free bus rides. Guys, we'll talk about Mandani another time. I'm going to say this. I never thought that I would say this and try to defend Mandami, but I'm going to tell you something. I saw something. I mean, you guys are sidetracking me here, man. I got two things to go back now. Here, well, remind me about Mandani in a little bit, okay? I have a little bit of a different opinion about him now. But the government could give a tax break long-term for rent-controlled buildings. Yeah, maybe, but they're not going to do that. They passed a new bill next year, starting January. They're screwed. Taxes are going up. If you didn't know, if the big, beautiful bill didn't pass, the tax cuts that President Donald Trump put on his first term will expire at the end of 2025. And if the big, beautiful bill didn't pass, you, my friends, thanks to Democrats, would have been having an increase of up to 47% in taxes. And that's everybody, not just the rich people. So think about that. Some little things like that people don't know. The government could be, okay, I see that. Yeah, but you will be leaving the mortgage as an inheritance. That will be a debt as an inheritance. And check this out. Here in Washington State, there is a death tax. There is an inheritance tax. And then the property tax is going to go through the roof once the property gets appraisals to go expensive. It is amazing what happens, guys. It's like a small rock throwing down the snowy mountain. By the time it hits the bottom, it's a huge snowball and it's very destructive. All right, I'm falling behind on these comments. I'm trying to give you guys some freebies here, but my brother Cutting Edge just put a super chat of $20. Let's see, Cutting Edge. Did you take this the stream, boss? You did, and I'm glad because I made a little cute, little tiny side design to the Trump dance. I added some special effects just for you, my brothers. All right, Cutting Edge says Fannie Mae is part of the Affordable Housing Program of 1934. Yes, was the National Housing Act, which created the Federal Housing Administration to provide low-cost loans and insurance for home buying and improvement. Yes, that is correct. I had to learn about all this stuff when I was leasing apartments. Let's see. Okay, I will never call it Gulf of whatever. Gulf of America. Gulf America. Gulf of America. Don't worry. You can still call it Gulf of Mexico. That's your prerogative, guys. But here, I call it Gulf of America. You can still call it Gulf of Mexico. If you Google Gulf of Mexico, you'll be happy to. Never mind. It says Gulf of America if you Google Gulf of Mexico. But you can still call it Gulf of Mexico, guys. It's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Gulf of Mexico, you a-hole. You a-hole. Jay Adams, why are you so mad, bro? Why are you so mad? That's a freedom of expression, my friend. It's just a freedom of speech. Forget about it. Don't worry about it. All right. August says estimates of the unauthorized immigrant population residing in the United States, January 2018 to January 2022, Brian Baker and Robert Warren, April 12. What the hell was the answer? I was looking for some information in all of that writing. Agus, give me something that I can make sense of. You know I read fast. It has to be very good information. In summary, there you go. Jeez. Lord, give me the patience that I need. Help me understand these people. Oh, I like that, Brian. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Liberty for all. Thanks for the super chat, brother. I appreciate you. I'm against any law enforcement. Be a happy trigger, but most of the time Latinos want everything by force. And to my Latino brothers, I will say this. Stop trashing a good city like L.A., San Francisco, etc. Bro, that's a good point. And I, man, how do we tell them, bro, to respect the law? How do we tell them? They're always going to tell us that we're just hateful towards our own people. They will never believe us, man. They will never believe that it's because we love them, that we want them to do it the right way. They're giving all Hispanics bad names. They look at us and they think all of us are illegal now. That's not the image that we want to portray, okay? All right. So going back, okay, that's the housing. There is permits, there's regulations. There is not enough housing for everybody, okay? And so when you have a big quantity, a big invasion, a big number of people come on in to the problem where we already have short housing, we don't have enough supplies for everything. The government, and specifically because of the government, they regulate everything. They don't want to give permits for building, constructions, and this and that, and it's causing delays. And people they're builders, they're leaving. They're going somewhere else. And if you guys ever see Seattle, you know Seattle is beautiful, guys. It is. And I think that we could have another million people here in Washington. But we need to construct. We need to have the supply. We need to have everything in order for this to work. Like, for example, I'm going to give you this, and you guys are going to think I'm a hypocrite, I'm biased, but this is just an idea, okay? Just an idea. Think about this. If we were, because there's a lot of land still that we can still construct on, okay? And I mean, I get it. Resources will be scarce, and we have to find another way to import, export, blah blah blah, all this stuff. This is where tariffs is going to be a big issue. But check this out. Check this plan out, and let me know what you think. Okay. First of all, if we had a lot of extra housing, okay, number one, the rents will be cheaper, house pricings will be lower. So for those who are buying real estate and reselling, you're not going to make that much money. But everybody else that just wants to be a house owner, they're going to pay less property taxes because the value of the house is lower. Okay? That's who is going to benefit. People that want the permanent housing. If you are a business, that's not going to benefit you at all. Okay? But you can always invest in something to improve something and get a gains on that. Okay? Here's the thing. You have a lot of housing available. You got a lot of room for people to come in here. Okay, well, we probably wouldn't even notice illegal immigrants because there's so much housing available that we don't feel the pressure, right? That will be just one little scenario. Just want an idea of how things would work. If you have, and I gave you this example earlier on my different live, I said, if you have 1,000 people working, everybody's paying 10% taxes, okay? Everybody's paying 10% taxes. Now you say, I need everybody to pay 2% taxes more. So you want everybody to pay 12% taxes. How about instead of you charging more taxes on the 1,000 people, why don't you create another 1,000 jobs? And now you're going to get an extra 10% from all those thousands of employees that are going to pay taxes. Think about that. How the economy will be lifted right away. But if you continue to turn off rich people that will create thousands of jobs, just think about this. Amazon, 20,000 jobs. Think about that. 20,000 jobs. Not only is this company going to use a building that is not being used and they're just being wasting money, but they will build 20,000 people. You got to look at them like cattle. If you're this corrupted government that we have, you got to look at them like cattle and say, oh, you know what? Boom, 1 cow, 2 cows, 3 cows. Okay, I'm going to make a lot of taxes out of 20,000 people working. Imagine that. How about instead of raising taxes, you create more jobs? How about instead of raising taxes, how about I cut taxes off? And then I say, hey, Ozzy, remember you wanted to do that business? Hey, Seattle is the best place for you. Listen, I'm going to cut some regulation on you. You'll be able to construct here. You'll get your permit. How many jobs can you bring? 1,000 jobs? No, that's not. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought you can bring 5,000 jobs? Okay, well, don't come on down, baby. You don't have to pay this many taxes. You know what? I want you to provide those 5,000 jobs for 5,000 Washingtonians. And let's make the money go round. Those 5,000 people are now new taxpayers, which in turn will help Social Security stay afloat. You have to understand, the more that we encourage people to work, the more money is going to come into the budget. And the better job that we do with the budget, the better the people will be off. You got to think. It's the same as if you were doing that at home, except on a big scale. All you got to do is just multiply it. I'm very good at cooking. I can cook very good for like 4 or 6 people. If I need to cook for 12 people, I just got to double everything, I think. But no, I got to keep tasting. I got to give, trying here, trying there, and then boom, before I know it, well, now I know that this whole bag of things is what I need to feed 100 people. And then this other bag, and then now you can start making this big, because now I know how to run the kitchen. You see what I'm saying? It is the same with the budget. Once you know how much money you need to raise, then you can work on that. But unfortunately, socialists, like the new mayor that we just got for Seattle, thinks the opposite of what I just told you. She thinks that we're going to make housing available, not affordable, available, free for all the homeless on the street. Now, we're not going to fix them. We're not going to teach them how to fish, so to speak. We're just going to give them free housing. And because I know that you are not going to be able to afford housing because of the taxes that I put on you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and raise more taxes. That way we can give you free daycare. Yeah, you can still work full time, get an extra couple $100. Somebody else can raise your child. You won't be able to tell them how to be, who to be. Somebody else is going to raise your children. And I know a lot of Americans, they have to do it that way. Daycare raises their children. School raises their children. That's how it is because you're always busy. I get it. But wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to do it like that? I think it would be nice. Let's see. Dubstep says, you're explaining communism. Which part, man? I don't know which part you're talking about. That's not communism. If it's about the job creation, that's not communism, my friend. Communism is the one thing that Mondani wanted to do in New York. Communism is a government that controls food supply and everything that people do in the community, such as Cuba. That's communism. So if you don't know, look up Cuba and find out what kind of government they have. Socialism, it's where we, thanks for the super chat, bro. Yeah. That's a good idea until the state raises the minimum wages and the companies are obligated to raise their products. And what happened after that? So here's the thing about that. I have a solution for that as well. The minimum wage is being raised. And I think that that is a good thing, okay? But what we want to see is this: we cannot raise minimum wage if we're not seeing growth. If the prices are still the same, there is no reason to raise the minimum wage. Besides, minimum wage is literally the minimum somebody can pay you for a job. And you can always disagree, and you can always go work at another company that pays more than that. The option is always yours. You see what I'm saying? So I don't see a problem with it. So I wouldn't understand why people would be mad at that. Okay? Now, with that being covered, local government raising taxes, blah, 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 makes everything more expensive instead of providing new jobs creations or making it, what do you call it? Temptation. No, not temptation. What is the word I'm looking for here? Making it attractive for people to want to invest in Seattle. You see what I'm saying? I think that's how it works. So mind speak, right? This is my brother Liberty. So Liberty, if you have a business right now, okay, you have seen a 10% increase in income for you. Your expenses are still the same. I will expect you to give your employees a raise. Most likely a raise, right? Bonuses, they're kind of just, they can be and they can't. But a raise is permanent, and then they'll have better pay. You can do that. But if the cost of living keeps going up because people are leaving, businesses are leaving, there is less taxes being paid by corporations and rich people, well, the poor got to pay more. And that's the whole thing that we're trying to avoid, raising taxes. What else we got? Domination says, and speaking of, you wanted us to remind you of Mondani. Yes, okay. I haven't even gone back to the immigration thing, but all right. What I think about Mondani, number one, guys, I have seen, I don't watch everything, but I've seen just clips of people on the left, mostly on the right, making fun of Mondani. Let me tell you something. I will make fun of people. Okay? People make fun of me. There's a local, he comes in here and he says, I hit that like button, but you're still gay. To me, that's funny. I don't think it's an insult. I can appreciate humor, okay? I think it's funny. Some of you guys have made comments that crack me up. It got tears in my eyes because it catches me off guard. It is hella funny. But most of you mofos that don't like me are so hateful, and all you do is trigger me to call you names. And I know you like it, but I fight it. I try to fight hard not to call you names, but you guys like that. With that being said, I don't appreciate content creators. Let's not even call them left or right, but content creators that are out there putting memes about Mandami. You know, he bit his tongue. Oh, Mandami, the child of Trump. Oh, Mandami. Guys, come on. Come on. If you're my members and you are my subscribers, I need you to forgive me. But if you guys are doing that kind of stuff, shut the hell up. We are trying to fix the country. We're trying to make this country great again. And I really loved what we saw earlier today on the first live because everybody, all of you guys were live with me. We saw it together for the first time. And I liked it. I really liked it. I enjoyed seeing it. Now, some people on the left were saying, hey, get a chair for Mandami. No. He came to see the president. See, there is something special about president. He needs honor, respect, not because he's a king, but because we put him there, and we have to give him that honor and respect. You see, not everybody gets that honor. So when somebody becomes president, that is an honor, okay? And so anybody that comes to see President Trump, unless they're having dinner or something, right, or they're going to do an interview in front of people, they have to stand. And that's right next to the president. And I found that Mondami was not throwing fake smiles like he did in his campaign. I think that Mondami actually had a conversation with President Trump. You have to understand this. President Trump is an alpha. He's never stood next to President Trump. You said there's an aura of power that surrounds a secure man, a strong man. You don't believe it, but it's there. Alphas are the ones that lead. He was going to make a mistake when they told him, well, you call President Trump fascist. Well, I mean, when we do it, no, it's okay. Hey, you can call me whatever you want. It's okay. It's okay. Next, you see, President Trump is not soft with insults. So he can take it. If you guys never seen the roast of Donald Trump, I recommend you look at it. But be advised, it's very explicit. Hardcore, nasty. Many people live pissed off. President Trump's reaction to the roast, that was it. Just a smile. Just a smile, and he roasted the crap out of everybody that was roasting him. So I got a lot of respect for him. He's got thick skin. Let's see. Ozzy says, only the America-hating Marxist pukes don't like you, Dennis. Yeah. No, there's some socialists that don't like me. They hate it when I talk against socialism and Marxism. But I'm telling you, man, I don't hate Mondami. I actually think, honestly, that President Donald Trump is right. I think Mondami can do just what we think that he can't do. I think Mondami can be a great mayor. I know, hey, listen, I know we don't like socialism. But I think that Mondami, if he's willing to work with President Trump, I can guarantee you there is success in the horizon. Remember, Mondami didn't want President Trump's ICE, blah, blah, blah. He's going to free all the criminals. Well, he didn't say that this time. And that's okay. I can't expect him to go over there and fight with Trump. He can make all these promises. But at the end of the day, his goal is to make New York a better place for everybody. And remember, President Donald Trump he's a construction dude. Well, he doesn't know everything about construction, but he learned a lot from his dad and throughout his life and from a lot of other professionals. And I thought that he understands who President Trump is now. See, that's right. It is Daddy Trump, but there's nothing wrong about it. I have a lot more respect for Mandami today after that meeting. He's probably going to talk shit and he's going to ruin what I'm thinking about him. But I think I have a lot more respect for him because now he's very young, guys. He's very young. And I'm going to tell you, the fact that he was able, think about this. Think about this. The last 3 dumbass Democrat mayors that New York had, not one of them says, I'm going to go talk to President Donald Trump in the Oval Office, and I'm going to have to try to make a deal for New York's sake. Not one of them. And yet, the guy that we think is garbage, the one that we think is going to destroy New York, he is the one that went over there, and maybe people can make fun of him all they want. They can make fun of all they want. But I think he's got balls. I think he swallowed his ego, which is not the easiest thing to do. He swallowed his ego, gave President Trump the respect that he deserves, as he should. But I think that he left a better man with this meeting. All right, let me see what my patrons say. Man says, Mo Danger. Mo Danger's here. I haven't seen his comment. Where? I don't see Mo Danger. Oh, there you are. Okay. Mo Danger says Trump simply gave Mandami the toddler treatment. Mandami was basically saying, when I get into office, I'm going to be an astronaut. No. I got more respect for him, guys. I really do. Brian, that is right. He did learn, and I'm sure he's learned. Let's see. Josh made a comment in here somewhere. I don't see it. Brian's Daddy Trump. Yeah. Mo Danger, thanks, man. Super chat. Liberty for all. Freeze the video when Mandani and Trump shake hands and look each other on the eye. What do you see? I see frustration on Trump. I think Mandami had help by the price because we need that deal. Nope, I didn't see that. I think maybe he's showing a little bit of his actual true colors, but what I saw was President Donald Trump trying to make Mandami look good. He tried to not allow the whole let's argue in front of the press. And he made a point that the press was so hardcore on this meeting more than any leaders in the world. But this Mandami in New York versus President Trump, Trump said that he would love to become a mayor of New York. Imagine that. The power he will hold over New York and the things that he would do as mayor. That's crazy. But I think I know what he's talking about. What I can tell you is this. That Mandami has proven to me that he's got the balls to go to the president and talk face-to-face with him and not care about what anybody else will think about him meeting with President Trump. All the other coward Democrats, they defended themselves. Oh, no, I got nothing to do with Trump. Huh? Nope. I don't like Trump. Oh, no, we don't know Trump. No, Trump. Shut the hell up. These are the cowards that we had in office. Mandami went over there and said, you know what, turn the volume up and hey, so Mr. President, no hard feelings, right? You know how it is when we're running a campaign. And Trump said, please, I said worse things about you, son. Been there, done that. Let me teach you something. Okay, don't tell nobody, all right? You're going to be great. We work together. New York is going to be great. So, with that being said, Tanya agrees, I think, with what I said. Hi, Mason. Hey, Dirty, be nice, all right? Let him have his balls. He earned my respect today. I'll tell you that right now. It's not easy to pretend to be nice to somebody when they don't deserve it, okay? And I know that these guys, whether you like it or not, I think that the president's way over his league. And, Mandami doesn't compare to President Trump. But the fact is that he had the balls to go over there, man. It's not easy. Come on. Think about it. All the insults that he threw out there and still was able to go in private room, have a private meeting, come to an agreement. Guys, come to an agreement. That is humbling. Humbling. And he did it. So you can say what you want about me, but I believe that Mandami, right now, today, he's in the right place. Now, one thing that President Trump mentioned was he talked about housing, affordable, all this other stuff. I think that if he works with President Trump, remember, Mandami said that he was going to be willing to do whatever he needed to, whatever deals he needed to make sure New York will thrive again. And I think that was commendable, guys. That is honorable. He has to eat his words of pride. He made a lot of promises. I get it. I get it. We have made mistakes ourselves. Pam Bondi made a mistake with the presentation of the Epstein files. A lot of people got turned off because of that mistake. And then the FBI made another mistake, and then people got turned off. Everybody makes mistakes, doggone it. But it matters what they do after that mistake. Do they continue to make mistakes, or they get up and say, whoa, I got to step it up. I got to do something better for my people. And that's what you got to do. You know, the owners of the company that I used to work for, they were Chinese and Vietnamese. I know. But they're American. They were Chinese and Vietnamese. And I spoke to one of the brothers. There's these freaking people, man. They're hardcore, guys. Hardcore. I remember him telling me, hey, Dennis, listen, I heard great things about you. And I say, hey, no, listen, before you say anything, I want to thank you for honoring my pay. You said you would pay me this, and you did. And I said, I want to let you know that I'm very thankful for that. I appreciate it. Now, I don't think anybody is higher or lower than me. I always see business successful people at my level, even though I'm a poor man and they're rich. They don't look better than me. I always see them eye to eye. I don't have to impress them. They don't have to impress me. It's all about how we carry on during our interactions. And you know what he told me? He said, Dennis, hey, listen, man, if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. Don't do it again. Like that. And I said, whoa. Yeah, you got it. I was like, yeah, sounds good. Right? It sounds good. So he was very direct with me, but I respect that. And you know what? When I make mistakes, I'm harder on myself than anybody will ever be on me when I make mistakes. Believe that. Believe that. Cutting Edge, thanks for the super chat. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Liberty, I owe you. Hold on, man. I owe you guys 2 dances from President Donald Trump with the new special. I've been so excited answering you guys' questions, man. I really love the interaction. We are in a good place right now. But the boss told me, you make a mistake, don't repeat it again. And so every time you make a mistake in life, just don't repeat that mistake again, meaning learn from that mistake. All right, Cutting Edge says, Dennis, that's taquilla. His religion permit the lie for the purpose of the expansion of Islam. Oh, man, I hope that we're wrong, bro. I know, man. The UN changed the subject years ago to deceive the world. Remember, there are 49% Muslim countries. In God we trust, my friend. In God we trust. As the Muslims say, Inshallah. If it's God's will, that is what it's going to be. Now, with that being said, guys, it is time to party and get down with it. I made a couple little additions to the boss dance. The song is still there, but I made a couple of extra effects on it. Don't get too dizzy. And haters, enjoy. All right, that first one was for Liberty for All, which, by the way, they have changed all the names, I guess. You guys are your channel's names now. So Mindspeak is actually Liberty for All. And and now Bernie L, the boss of this channel, is actually dropped a 20 super chat. Cost of living has dropped. Gas is down, and liberals were also dropped once upon a time in their life. As I said, hey, Paul, how are you, my friend? Official, I see you. My Guadalajara friend, Guadalajara American. I love it. Yeah, God bless Mandami, man. I hope that he does make a difference, guys. I'm actually rooting for him now that he's met President Trump. I hope he doesn't ruin my support for him now. Hey, Ken, how are you? Welcome back. Oh, it's Len now. Len 007. Wait, did you do that yourself or somebody block your accident? Oh man, don't be blocking Ken, guys. Ken is he's a mod. Okay, it was a retraction. Len 007 for life. But you know what time it is. Okay, guys, since we have multiple stream bus changes in here, I think it's only fair that I say thank you to all my patriots. Thank you to all my members. We'll continue this wonderful chat that we're having. But I want to say thank you guys for your support. And of course, the new addition to the membership has been on there. So thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. Thank you all for that support. Berniel, thank you for those memberships thrown out there. Appreciate that support and the love, brother. All right, so we got Mandami. I got a little bit of support for him now that President Trump's met with him, blah, blah, blah. We'll see what he does in the future. Now, here's the catch. If two things are going to happen. That's right. Mandami met with the boss, finally. He met with the boss, and I believe he's been humbled a little bit. And that is very good. That builds character. I think he can be a good leader unless he pushes the Muslim agenda, which I hope that I'm wrong. I hope that we are wrong, Liberty. We'll see what happens. So the one thing that can happen, Berniel Precious is my wife, just so you know that she's saying thank you. And for all you members, she's saying thank you all for that support as well. So thank you for that. Yeah, Bob, thank you. Thank you, sir. So I think two things are going to happen, okay? One of them, of course, the result will be tremendous for New York. One of them is going to be Trump was right about everything. The second one, a socialist Democrat was right about everything. And that can be a problem to think that maybe socialists can actually govern in our country as long as they get behind the president and they work together. I think that's not a bad thing to trade, but it could be dangerous, okay? It could be dangerous. For example, the socialist mayor that we have here in Seattle, this dumb lady says that she's going to make Seattle Trump-proof. I don't know what the hell she's thinking. But anyway, I'm hoping that this thing takes a positive, direction. And hopefully we can work out better as Americans playing together. I think that seeing the respect given to the president as it should be gives me hope that something nice can have. All right? They say your name is beautiful. Cutting Edge says if we get Maduro out with the reserves they have, all here can get more low very fast. Absolutely, bro. Thanks for the super chat, Cutting Edge. Absolutely. I think the investment that we're doing helping Venezuela, for one, what did Eric say? Can't keep listening to this BS. Latinos for Trump. How stupid are what? Eric, welcome to the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Now get the hell out of my chat. I'm over here giving some props to somebody that I've criticized a lot because of all the stuff that he said. But see, unlike some of the morons that come through my channel, we as conservative, we as patriots on this country, we're gonna talk a lot of crap about you for saying dumb things, but we're gonna give you credit where credit's due. I think Mondami deserves a lot of credit. You can still make fun of him, guys, but he deserves a lot of credit. All right. Hey, Rush, how are you? How are you, boo boo? That's just a line from Men in Black. Remember the first one? The guy with the little extra head behind him moving around. Forget it. You guys probably don't remember that part. Stop trying to divide the people. I just said what? Oh my God. It doesn't matter if I say anything positive or negative towards the other side. We will always be judged as the bad people. All right. All right. Now going back to the immigration. Okay. So we know why we have shortage of housing, shortage of supplies because of local governments, regulation, and taxing the crap out of people, doing a lot of NGOs that are just there to waste money. People get rich except for the people that actually need to get the money. That's what I think. Good, YouTube hasn't let me chat, but I've been here. Oh, man, you must have been saying some bad things. They canceled my previous live because apparently there was some copyright material there. They didn't want me. All right, we're back, I think. Yeah, I got disconnected in there for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I think we're good. All right, let's see what else we got. So the problem is if we allow those 1,200 illegal immigrants to come by, which we did eventually, we saw millions of them doing the same thing. And, that was the thing. Once the first group of people were able to force themselves in, everybody followed that. And this is where we started getting all those extra caravans of hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants coming to the United States of America. And one of the things that Mexico didn't realize is at first Mexicans, they thought, and I'm talking about the government, okay? The whole trajectory that all of the Latin America has to go through Mexico, all the people in those towns, watch how it works. All the people in those towns, they were making money selling food, medical attention, all this stuff. Not that stuff was not free. Somebody had to pay, and they were making money with it. So what happens? Once President Donald Trump stopped the border, all those hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants that still did not make it through the border got stuck in Mexico. And now Mexican citizens were, I'll show you guys videos of that in my previous lives, right? But a lot of Mexican citizens were complaining about Honduran illegal immigrants in Mexico. They called us SOBs. They called us damn people. They called us all kinds of names, and that they should do what they would do, which is cross the border legally. It was so funny to hear Mexicans say that, but it's true. We got a post from, of course, President Donald Trump is going to post something. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what President Donald Trump has posted. Let's see, Trump War Room. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's take a look. Let me put this on here so you guys can read it. Hopefully, you can see the whole thing. All right. President Donald Trump says Minnesota, under Governor Walz, is a hub of fraudulent money laundering activity. Yeah, that's not a surprise. Thanks for the super chat there, Cutting Edge. I am, as President of the United States, hereby terminating, effective immediately, the temporary protected status, the TPS program for Somalis in Minnesota. Let's go. Somali gangs are terrorizing the people of that great state, and billions of dollars are missing. Yes, we know about the SNAP thing that was happening. Send them back to where they came from. It's over. President Donald J. Trump. Let's go. Thank you, Cutting Edge. That's some good breaking news right there. About time, man. About time. What? I'm not in that boat. I thought something else, bro. I thought you were going to let the boat go out. You know what I mean? You're going to go, never mind. Oh, man, that's nice. That's nice. Director Stephen Chung, I don't know who that is. Let's see, right here. Check this out, guys. It was a great honor meeting Zora Mandani, the new mayor of New York City. How about them apples, guys? I'm telling you, I love my president, man. Ilhan Omar was involved in some of that fraud. Oh, please. You think I don't know that? Oh, man. Listen, she thinks the best thing. Hold on, there's a question.
Fascist.
I love this. We gotta play this one again. Listen, do you think right now, with what she's doing, she wishes that she was just gonna get deported, guys. She wishes she's just gonna get deported. But I'm telling you what, if you are right, if you and I are right that she is involved in the scheme and all this thing with Somalis, she's not just going to get deported. Her ass is going to go to jail. And I hope that she loses all the assets that she has accounted in government. Let's take a listen, guys. This is one of the great questions. This is when they asked about this whole fascist thing. Let's see the response. This was, I don't know, man. I love this right here.
To Stephen Nelson, he asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes. Okay.
Hey, it's okay, buddy. Don't worry. We're good. You don't offend me. We're buddies now. Oh, okay. I love it. And that smile is legit. I told you guys while we were watching the live. That smile is legit. President Donald Trump is not stupid, man. He is the greatest president ever. I'm sorry you guys had that wrong angle there. But you guys, you have to understand, man. President Trump, he really is the greatest president of all time. The amount of respect that this man has gotten from me, bro, it's honestly, it is immense. It is immense. Look at him. Look at him joking about it. And look at Mandani's face. That's a legitimate smile. That's a smile with relief that he's being loved. He's being accepted. He is being protected. That's exactly what he feels like right there. The man's confidence right there, it's huge. Huge. I'm telling you, the aura that these two have together right now, if you don't feel it, I understand. Not everybody's spiritual, but I can tell you that aura between them right there is not just fake stuff. They're just amazing people right there. And they made a huge, huge agreement. And I can only be happy that maybe everything that we thought Mandami was going to do to destroy New York, maybe with the guidance of President Donald Trump, he might just be the man that New York actually needed. I don't know. I mean, we have our fears with this whole Muslim people trying to take over our country. I get it. I get it. But they shown us today, man. They shown us today that there is hope, that there's something can still happen positive for our country. So I'm definitely not going to compare the mayor of Seattle to him because he's obviously very smart. He's not stupid. We know this. And I think that the fact that he went to see the president and came in there, I'm sure he thought about all thousands of things that he wanted to say to President Donald Trump. And at the end of the day, when he sat down, when he was welcome, he put all of those thoughts aside and everything that he promised and that he wanted to do and started thinking with common sense and says, I want what's best for New York. President Trump right there told him, it's okay, son. You want to call me any name? It doesn't matter. Call me any names. Because he knows that in politics, you got to be brutal sometimes. But the fact of the matter is that what really, really matters is how we work together. I want to give you an example with Liberty, okay? Which is here, he's mind speak, okay? But with Liberty doesn't agree with me with everything. Sometimes I think he hates me. But, you know, he supports my channel big time. He supports my channel big time. And he puts questions out there that kind of throws me off. And it's like, shit, man, he's making me think a little bit. And I like that. I like the challenge. But he's always been very respectful with me. And that's why I made him a moderator, okay? You know, we know by the end of the day, me and him can argue, who knows? We can argue big time. But at the end of the day, we're going to be saying this to each other with a beer. Salud. Let's make something better for tomorrow. I guarantee you this is the way that we treat each other. And one day, man, one day we'll actually have that actually happen. Cutting Edge, thank you for the super chat. Search the so-called the son of Hamas, Mossad. He will tell what is their purpose. Oh, 100. I'm already informed. I actually like that guy. You probably didn't see it, but I've actually played a video with him with the message. I've listened to his like 3 or 4 interviews that he has made, and I think he's unbelievable. Very unbelievable. Americans, they still won't listen. America has to go through what they have to go through, bro. It doesn't matter what prophecy. It doesn't matter what warning. It doesn't matter what they see going wrong in their country. They still going to suffer. They're still going to go through what they need to go through because they can't just learn, you know, from advice. They can't just learn from somebody else's mistakes. It's like they have to put their noses and get dirty in there and suffer. And then maybe then they can learn something. But most of the time, even with all the pain and suffering, they still don't learn. And they keep repeating that same mistake over and over and over. And one of the main reasons is because they forget history. So as I said, I hope that we were wrong about Mandani. And maybe Mandani is going to be one of those guys that's going to say, wait a minute, this is not the Muslim that I thought it was. I could be wrong. All I can tell you is this, my friend. It is all in God's hands. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. We're going to go ahead and stand for the truth. We're going to speak the truth, and we're going to keep fighting to fight for what we believe. But at the end of the day, God is in charge of everything. And with that being said, Cutting Edge just became the boss of the chat. So hit it. The big boss, el jefe, el patrón. Man, take the stream boss chat with $10, Mr. Liberty for All, Mindspeak. Bro, I'm going to have to change your name completely to just Mindspeak, bro, because nobody's going to know what the hell I'm talking about when I say liberty for all. All right, let's see what you said. It's all about love, brother. USA first, always. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. A lot of people won't get us, man, but yeah, you know what? Who cares? Guys, it's Friday. Happy Friday. Thank you guys for being here with me today. I appreciate it. I love this meeting, man. This has actually, I'm sorry, excuse me. This has actually made my day. I'll be honest with you right now. This actually gave me hope today. It really did. It really did. Let's watch another clip here. I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. You know, I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting, you people have gone crazy, he says.
I tell you, the press has eaten this thing up. You know, I've had a lot of meetings with the heads of major countries. Nobody cared. This meeting, that you people have gone crazy. You know, outside you have hundreds of people waiting. This is just a small little group. For some reason, the press has found this to be a very interesting meeting. The biggest people in the world, they come over from countries nobody cares. But they did care about this meeting, and it was a great meeting. Go ahead.
Because New York is very special for a lot of people, man, and I get it. You know, I wish nothing but the best for New York, man. I really do. Let me do one more clip on here for you guys. I hope you guys got to watch the whole live.
I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City. It's where I come from. I spent a lot of years there. Now I'm right here. We took a big setback with the mayor that we had, named de Blasio. I thought it was a tremendous.
Look at his face. I know you don't see it. And maybe I just see things that I want to see. But this right here, I'm going to show you up close here. That look right there, listening to him, it could be two things. One of them, you fool, old man, you fell into my trap. Or, man, this guy is not as bad as I thought. I actually admire him. What do you think? Which one is it?
Back for the city. I think this mayor can do some things that are going to be really great. I expect to be helping him, not hurting him. A big help, because I want New York City to be great. Look, I love New York City.
That's the key. We all know that President Trump loves New York, okay? That's a fact. And I think that when you love something, you will put your ego aside and you will fight for it. You will fight to protect it. And I think that's what Trump is doing. And I think Mandami might be in the same place. Maybe he does love New York. Maybe his acting career might pick up after this. Maybe he's fooling me right now. But I think that there might be some changes, guys. There might be some changes. Brian Cook says, I'm from Washington, D.C. Playas. Jason, what law does Trump disregard? I don't think there's a law that he disregards. He loves his country. He's a true patriot, and that's why we follow him. Happy Friday to everybody, says Mindspeak. Mindspeak, I think that's going to be your new name, bro. I apologize. It is what it is. That's what we're going to call you from now on. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep calling you Liberty because I got used to it. Rush Bev says, I don't want any American to struggle no matter where they live. Yep. Thank you, Rush. Absolutely. None of us do. If you're a patriot, it's got to be every single state. Junior, tell us one law, JR. There's a JR in here? Let's see. Yep. Trump disregards the law every day. What, the gravity law? The law of gravity? Some people are waiting for Trump to kick the bucket, but we keep praying for President Donald Trump. As a matter of fact, guys, speaking of praying, why don't we go ahead and do a little quick prayer of thankfulness. If you believe in God, you can follow me. If you don't, that's okay. You can either leave or you can just wait until I finish. Should be very free, very briefly. Father, we thank you so much, Lord, that you have given us so much wisdom You have given us and shown us mercy and grace. Father, we thank you because you are the Almighty. You are the creator of the universe and everything that we see and feel and hear. Father, we thank you for your love. We thank you for your mercy. We thank you for your sacrifice to sending your only begotten Son to come and die on the cross for my sins, for our sins. Father, please forgive us of our sins. Forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who sin and trespass against us. Father, we accept Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. We believe that he is your Son, and we follow him. He is the only truth, life, forever, the only way to you, Father, and we follow him. Father, give us today your daily bread. Father, I ask that you have mercy on those who hate us. Have mercy on those who have not found their way yet. Father, I thank you for all the blessings that you give us. I thank you for all the problems that we see, for all the things that make us stronger each day, for all the things that gives us wisdom and that we learn from them each day. Father, I want to thank you so much for my Latino brothers in this house, especially Berniel and Liberty. These two brothers have been such a great support, and I thank them, and I thank you, God. All the glory goes to you, but thank you for people like that in my life. I thank you for all the members that have come to my channel, for all the few that I can mention off the top of my head, for starting from Trinity to Rush and Brian, Dirty Money, and all the people that we have in here. Man, you know, Mike, you know who you are. I thank you for everybody, for Ken, for Derek. Father, for all the members that I have in my channel, I thank you for all of their love and support that you have put in their heart to give to me, Father. I humbly thank you for that. I don't deserve anything, but thank you because you have put in favor in my life. Father, I ask you, Lord, first of all, that your Holy Spirit be upon Israel. Protect them, guard them, give their administration some wisdom. Let them lead Israel to maintain peace and to keep being a beacon of light in the Middle East for all the Arab brothers that surround them. Father, I pray for peace in the Middle East, and that may continue and it may become more permanent. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, Father, not our will. Not what we want, but what you will. Father, I ask you also to pray. I pray over President Trump and the administration. I pray over this country. Protect us. Protect those who really believe and cry out to your name every single day. For those who work hard. For those who continue to give their lives for the better good. Father, I thank you for everything that we have in this country. May your Holy Spirit protect us and give us the strength and the wisdom that we need to continue going forth. Father, I ask that you have mercy for all these illegal immigrants. Father, if it is your will that some may stay in this country, Father, let it be done. But Father, I pray that you give them the strength and the wisdom to make the right decisions. If they know they're not supposed to be here, Lord, help them find their way back home. And if we can have them here, Father, let it be your will. I thank you for everything that you do for us every single day. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful because you surround me with angels that push me forward, that continue to defend me, that continue to show me that there is still hope in this country, that continue to help me to get this program ahead. Thank you for the visions and the dreams that you have put in my heart. Thank you because I believe that everything is because you are allowing it to be. I thank you for that, Father. All the glory is yours. You are holy, holy, holy. You are the Almighty. You are the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, in whom I put my trust in my life and my family. Father, yours is the power forever and ever. Amen. Guys, if you stuck with me that long, thank you so much for that support. I appreciate you. You know we don't do the prayer like that all the time, but sometimes we do got to make time. It doesn't matter if we're too happy or too sad or, we can't always be distracted by that. We got to give thanks to God every single day. I'm sorry I don't do it more often. I am imperfect. But when I do pray, I mean it. And I do it from the heart. So, yeah. Thank you guys for your support. Guys, I have a date with my wife. I really thank you so much for your super chats. I will get back on tomorrow. Sunday, I might go live if I end up going to that meeting in Issaquah. If I have enough reception, I will go live over there, okay? And then I will show you guys. Hopefully, we have something interesting for tomorrow. Guys, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Tanya, I didn't mention you in there, but thank you for being with me. Paul, I love you, brother. I know Salt is not here. I know Official's not here. Sister Trinity's not here, but, you guys already know. I love you and I appreciate you. Have a wonderful night, guys. We will see you tomorrow, God willing. And I'm going to leave you guys with The Boss Beats. See you later. When he plays. Hit it. DJ. I'm having a problem with the DJ, guys. The DJ is me. All right, hit the boss song. Click it, play it, hit it. Thank you all. You all be blessed. See you next time, Patriots.
Is he here, kid?